good Sunday morning. I am headed to Psychic Fair at Beardslee Castle. Stopped and got a hot dog on the way. But Beardslee Castle, if you look that up on Google, is pretty interesting. There's a huge history there as far as ghosts go. And long before ghost hunting was popular, I used to do county talks there and stuff to raise money for the county and stuff by doing ghost walkthroughs. And maybe, just maybe, I don't know, we'll see when this video goes on, if I do a little bit of a walkthrough and I give you some of the history and stuff of the ghosts that are there and what was there prior. Over here, and that is the Carriage House over there, but yeah. Beardslee Castle. They lost the top floor in one of the fires. The last fire in the 80s. I picked up a lot of ghostly activity here, and maybe I'll get into that with you later. Excuse my pizza plate up there on the dash. Usually they have koi fish in here and a nice little cherub blowing water out the top of it, but it's still spring. It's pretty hopping in here today. The farm over there was part of this whole establishment, obviously. It's made out of the same stone structure. It was actually like replicated of a castle that's in England. Now, back in the day, as you can see, the castle's over here. Down across this lawn, over there, are train tracks. And they used to have stuff delivered by train back then. And one day, one of the servants actually had gotten hit or something. I don't know what happened exactly, but he was actually decapitated over there. He had the body, but no head. So now, back in the day, there used to be a tunnel that ran from over there at the castle underground over here that led over there to the homestead part of some of the servants and things like that. Over there is the old barn, and that's still standing, and there's an awful lot of cars that are in my way right now. So yeah, that barn over there was actually the farm to the castle. And if you go down the road, down there over to where the water is, probably hard for you to see under that bridge and stuff. There's been lots of stories of lights going in and out of the woods and stuff like that, down by the lake, things that come up to your car. An old man with a lantern is seen walking around. Now that tunnel that I was telling you about that goes from this castle here over to there. They found a guy by the name of Dominique Jake, who was actually, I believe, a school marm, and he was found hung in there. They're not sure if it has anything to do with maybe the fact that he was like a child molester or what, or if somebody hung him, or if he did it to himself, but yeah. So that's a little history of what happened in the tunnel. But prior to the Beardsleys living here, this used to be like a place where they had British ammunitions and stuff during the war, and at one time apparently some of the Indians got into the backside of the tunnel, and what they did was they took and met up with the British, and boom, everything went up. The Indians, some of the British people, and that ammunition building was no longer. Now where Roger is, over there underneath that carport, I got an excellent ghostly weird image with a Polaroid camera way back in the day. The grounds here are absolutely gorgeous. This looks nice when the koi fish are in there and the water's filled up and they've got the spring thing blowing out water and a little cherub pushing it up in the air. Got an excellent picture over here in front of one of these windows. From the inside there was a man standing through the middle of a table. beard holding onto like a pipe, and so on. And here is just a little area that a lot of people get wedding pictures and stuff done at. DJ'd many weddings here. Isn't that cute? They put a nice little stool there so you can do some pictures there. That's cute. And over there you've got the Carriage House, which I can tell you stories about. That's where Randy, the owner, one of the current owners, now lives. But they've had stories of being in bed and hearing somebody on the other side of the wall. Guests have heard people on the other side of the wall, but the problem is there's no room on the other side of the wall. That also has caught fire before. Really strange things with lots of fires and stuff around here. So, you know, it is what it is. It's burnt down a few times. A ghost actually woke up one of the wives of the Beardsleys years ago. Down there by that lake that I was mentioning earlier, their one child by the name of Party actually drowned there. And one of their servants came and took and brought the child back on the back of a horse. There's a lot of history here. Back in the 50s, a guy by the name of Pops Christensen bought the place, rebuilt it up, and he ended up having cancer. And he owned the restaurant. He opened it up as a restaurant, and he ended up hanging himself inside. So there's another one. So now we're gonna go underneath the carport while I listen to him bitch at me because I'm vlogging. Sorry guys. And we are walking inside. And we are going up the stairs. We won't go through and distract people that are in there, but it's pretty cool in here. We are going to walk through. When I was filming with WKTV here, oops, coming down these stairs, we felt somebody touching us. Sorry. So this is the dungeon. Stories here are, there's a lot of ghostly activity in the bathroom. Some of my pictures actually hung in here, and they filmed them on Ghost Hunters, a TV show, when they came here. Down here is where the tunnels obviously lead over to the barn. Pretty neat, huh? And of course, we're back up here again. There's a lot more history that I could tell you here, but Mr. Anal wants to go, so maybe someday I'll get into the stories of what happened here and stuff like that. Oftentimes there's a lady that is seen walking the grounds in a white dress. Her name is Abigail, and I had just managed to get her like white mist. I got quite a few pictures and stuff here. It's too busy in there to really go through and take you through the whole thing, but it's pretty neat in here. If you ever get a chance, it's in Little Falls, New York. I don't know what they have going on out here, but everybody's dressed up in Mayfair clothing, so yeah, it's pretty neat. And that is the house. As you can see, it's stone in one spot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come around. We're gonna go up by the Carriage House. Now, they used to have bands up here. Randy used to have bands in there and stuff. Again, that was a place that caught fire too. And that's where they hear all weird stuff, noises and things like that. There's still an old easel thing in the wall where one of them used to paint over here. And that is the backside of it over there. You can see the pump house up there in the hill. It's where we usually park, like if you're DJing or you're a band or whatever, and you go in through the back door. Sorry that I didn't get a lot of good footage here. I'll have to come back when it's quieter and not so busy. It's extremely busy today. And all I can think of is it's like a Mayfair going on for May Day. So now I'm going to take you down to the whole history behind Beardslee when he moved here. We're going to go down an old path that leads down to a hydro plant that he originally started years ago. So remember, he lived here in the castle, which actually at the time had 3 stories. The second fire, they took the top half of that down. So this is where we were parked earlier, right here, and we are now going to go down here and go down the road a little ways. I'm not going to take you to the Mausoleum because that's a lot of walking back into the woods, and I don't think he's in the mood to do that.
Go this way.
No.
Why?
So now you just go past just a little bit, and then you hang a left right here. And down in here, great fishing, by the way, but this is roundabout where they have problems with lights at night and stuff, crossing the roads and things coming at your cars and everything else. Now, a lot of times down here, the road will get washed out because it just does. Because of the water and stuff. Now, down in here, he had a village and stuff. When we did ghost hunts down at the Mausoleum, one of the ghost hunters picked up an old fan that was right at the beginning of the path. They've cleared out quite a bit down here because it was never this open down here at the end. It was closed off more and on the side, so it looks like they've taken some trees and stuff out. As you can see, the road has been washed away from the good old West Canada over here. This was all trees down in here before. I took a lot of it back. It's flooded over and made ponds on the other side. That never used to be there either. Now, I got permission years ago to come down here and go to the Mausoleum, and I would like to do a tour down here. Look at that, the way that rock is over there. This was never big before. They really opened this up quite a bit. This is impressive. Well, they've got it blocked now, so you can't even go down to where the hydro plant is, which is actually down that dirt road. And that was the first electrical station that was here. And it gave electricity to Little Falls and to St. Johnsville at one time. If you go back through those woods there, you can go down into the Mausoleum, which is down there in the woods over there. If you take this road and follow it straight along, this will take you to the owner of the property's house, and then it's a dead end. Well, thanks so much for hanging with me through all those videos. I will be sure to get back into the videos that I had planned on doing. I know. I've got to get that time travel one done. Excuse me, I just had a hiccup, guys. I know I've got to get that time travel one done. I did start one, and then I ended up deleting it and stuff at some point, so. At any rate, I will close this here. I hope everybody is doing well out there in YouTube world and in Facebook world and whatever social media you are on. And I will catch all of you soon. Mi manchi. Ti amo tomorrow.